Oh, he did it.
Yeah, no, we're doing it. Okay, so we're gonna recap. So you called me. No, you go on live.
Yeah.
And there's only 3 of us in there. You lose that bet. We won't get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you call me back to settle an argument about beer pong that I don't really remember. I know if you make a shot that you didn't call.
It was about redemption.
About redemption.
It was about like a Final Cup redemption. Like, do you get
some Final Fantasy shit?
like I said, I don't really know the rules of beer pong like that.
Yeah.
I just know the basic gist of it. So after that
actual rules.
At the end of the conversation, your girl says, like, is there someone in your apartment, or like he's got a girl in his apartment or something like that. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I'm here by myself. And then we go back and forth because she doesn't believe me. Apparently you have doubts because you hang up and you call me back like 5 minutes later. And it's like, is there someone in your apartment? I'm like, you know who I am. You know me on a deep spiritual level. You know that there's no one in my apartment. So that's what I'm talking about.
It was me. I was there.
It was Mike. He was in the apartment. And this is why I'm saying you were so drunk you don't remember.
No, I remember that.
I kind of remember seeing it. Kamal is live? What?
Right, exactly. That was my exact.
Wait a minute. It's not. Wait a minute. What? It's like 1 a.m.?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
could be asleep right now.
Yeah, I just had to see what was happening. I was like, was this an accident? Like,
if I like, it was a butt dial or something. Like,
right, it was a butt live.
Yeah.
That was too.
All right, let's do a little intro, I guess, somewhat. All right, we had like a little cold open today. Welcome back, Mike, Kavan, Kamal.
We are finally together again after 2 attempts to try and do this.
Yeah, I would just like to publicly apologize.
Shame.
So, all right. So let's explain this. So, was it last week we tried to record this episode? We had set a time. Me and Kavan get into the call, and we're waiting for Mike,
who, to his credit, is normally on time.
Yes,
and Kamal is normally not on time.
Well,
so that was my first red flag.
I'm biggest irony of it all.
No. I'm fashionably late
because I went back when I was reviewing the episodes. I went back and we made fun of him a couple of times.
Yeah, we were roasting you for being late. You're late almost every episode. I'm never concerned when you don't show up on time. When Mike didn't show up on time, I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong.
Thanks.
Sound the alarms.
But to continue, I consider I was first on the call, but Kamal's going to argue that.
It's impossible for you to be. I am the host.
You know what I mean? I was computer ready. I was in position. Whatever. But long story short, so we're in the call, and was it like 10 minutes pass by? We shoot. I shoot Mike a text. Then like 15, 20 minutes pass, and like I start calling Mike because
at that point I already thought you were dead.
No, no.
Yes.
Well, that's what he was thinking
for yourself. Yes.
So I was wondering where you were. So like I had called you. I had texted you a couple of times through the group chat and like individually. And then I'll say maybe like a half an hour in, I got worried. So then that's, so Kavan was being the
level-headed, calm, collected, let's not jump to conclusions.
Nah. So he was being reckless with Mike's life. And I was being the considerate, friend.
No.
No, because look, he was like, we need to like literally sound the alarm, like alert the authorities. Yeah. And I was like, listen, it's been half an hour. It's
a crazy world.
Fast forward. For one thing, it was over an hour before we end up reaching out to girlfriends and relatives because it was at this point like over an hour we hadn't heard from Mike, and we're just sitting in the call. So my mind obviously went to worst case scenario.
Yeah, I was like, he got into an accident.
Yeah, it was funny
because someone. He was like caught up in a compromising situation, like it's a bank robbery, he can't get out. Like something was wrong.
The bounty hunter is at the door.
Right, like,
but yeah,
and I was asleep.
Yeah,
so we were just sleeping. It's funny because I was supposed to go somewhere after recording, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be late because I can't figure out where Mike is. And that person was like, well, maybe he's asleep. And, like, it didn't even cross my mind that you were asleep. Like,
that was their first instinct?
Yeah. It was like, well, maybe he's sleeping. And I was like, no. He's dead.
I thought of it
sleeping forever.
Right. Eternal rest.
I considered it a possibility, but it was just the fact that, like, it was possible, but then, like, so was something more unfortunate.
But then also when I spoke to your brother, he was like, "Oh, he's probably sleeping. He's a heavy sleeper. It happens sometimes." Yeah. And I was like, all right, maybe there's some substance to this.
I am just let me just say that I am completely appalled at my behavior, and
it's okay.
You know, it's like one of those public apologies. You know, like I won't do it again.
Your press secretary
reprimanding.
Yeah, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
With that sleep.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to give a shout out to these guys because they, you know, you want to talk about real friendship when the cards are down, these guys will be there for you.
Yes. We will check your social media to see when were you last active.
Yeah. Timestamps.
We will DM girlfriends and
we were like
brothers.
Investigating. We were like, well, at 3
I'm just glad you
PM.
got the right girl. No, I'm just kidding.
Imagine we like which one is he dating again? Oh, I don't remember. Let's just pick one.
No, she's gonna listen to that. That's just a joke.
It's a joke. I swear it's a joke.
We are all aware that's a joke. All right, I just want to put that out there.
But no,
damn, you guys are gonna break up next week. God damn.
No,
I plead the fifth on that.
That was gonna happen previous to this conversation. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, I don't blame you, Mike, for it. I probably blame COVID for it more than anything.
Listen, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It just has. I don't know. I can't speak for Kavon, but it has me in like a heightened sense of paranoia, I guess, at times.
This has been me for the past 10 years. That COVID has changed nothing. I've already assumed that all my friends are dying.
You guys have your own thing, and when you message my family, they have their own thing because of personal circumstances.
Yeah.
And when they heard that, they go into fight or flight mode as well, and so we all have our I don't even like phone call my family. They don't phone call me. It's only for emergencies.
They haven't heard your voice in at least 6 years.
Yeah, like it's only like I'm like an apparition. Like, hi. So when you message them and then they call me, I was like, oh, like that night I died. Like I died because of that, not because I was dead.
Sick. But, well, we're glad you're not dead.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for that. If you guys ever need if anybody out there needs a hotline service, these guys are on it. Resumes, I will provide references.
We charge a small surcharge fee.
What's your fee?
We're still negotiating it.
But
it'll be
TBD.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah,
but you gotta be affordable, given the crisis. We'll make sure it's affordable. So
Lincoln,
we'll work with you. We understand. You guys get those emails too from like credit card companies and stuff. We understand the challenges you may face from COVID-19.
Like, no, you
We
don't.
will
Shut up.
work
Leave
with
it up.
you. Yeah, seriously. You still want the money. Like,
Exactly.
if you understood, you would just make it go
Give it to
away.
me for free.
Yeah, or just give me free money. Just But no. I don't know. I guess this is a terrible, but like the only transition I could make. Speaking of dying.
Oh, death? Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to do this. Go ahead. Please continue.
I mean, it has to be done, right? It has to be done.
Do it.
But now let's get serious for a moment. Since the last time we recorded, the actor Chadwick Boseman has passed away from
Honda forever.
For sure. From a 4-year battle with colon cancer, I believe. I think the general world was shocked by it because he kept it really close to the vest. I think only close family was aware of it. I don't know who else was aware of it in terms of like employers or anything of that nature. But yeah, it just, what was it? It was last Friday? No, the previous Friday.
I don't even know when it was. It's all been a blur.
Yeah. But, and it's been, I think, a very nice and respectful outpouring of love at his passing. It's definitely a tragedy. I also think it definitely springs a little bit of awareness that particularly men need to be aware of, because I think men are particular higher risk when it comes to some of these cancer,
that type of cancer
diagnosis. I think it's
check your poop.
Nah, but like when you have to hit that age when you're in your your late 30s and you start entering your 40s.
Go get your booty hole checked.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, guys. Can we be a little classy, guys?
No, he's right. I mean, you should. I read that
colon
you gotta
cancer, prostate cancer,
general health in general.
Yeah, especially in the black community. Like, black men don't like going to doctors, me included. I probably shouldn't even be admitting my medical health history as far as going to the doctor, but like, it's been rough.
Yeah. Listen, it's never too late. Never too late.
Yeah,
no, for sure.
This is a public service announcement from the Poorly Made podcast for men of a certain age. Please
go get your
go to the doctor. Check. Yes. Please
fight the stigma. Fight the stigma.
When outside of the privacy of your bedroom, we do permit that a medical professional sticks a finger in your butt. But nah. On a serious note, this it's been a sad last couple of weeks. Definitely kind of like sombered the end of the summer with his passing.
I saw an interesting video. I don't know too much about the backstory of it. About his some of I don't know if it was an award he was accepting or something, but basically it was Chadwick Boseman's tribute or like thanking to Denzel Washington, because apparently like he paid for his education or something. Yeah. I don't know all the backstory, but it was just like some clips of him like thanking him during like different award speeches, and saying like there would be no Chadwick Boseman without Denzel, and watching that like after knowing that he's died and stuff like that, it's just it's pretty emotional. One actor leading the way for another, and then also you have two African American people like connected like that. Like it's just like it's emotional. It's not like you see that super often at that level.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it just felt like another blow to me. Like obviously this year's been crazy, you know, on a global level, just like on a personal level. Like everyone's going like through their own like different things, but you always like literally this guy is a superhero, right? And like we lost Kobe very early, you know, on top of the year. And that's someone who was like, you know, a lot of people's personal hero. But then like to lose literally like the most celebrated Black superhero of our time. I mean, and he's gone. I mean, that it was just like totally unexpected, and what a bomb.
Yeah, especially because he like you said, because like not only was he just like a popular like Black actor at the moment, but like he was like he was a superhero. He was the actor portraying like a mighty superhero, and he's the one who died from an illness and stuff like that. It's kind of shell shocking. Also because like we said, nobody really knew. Although it's interesting because like I remember like much early on in like the pandemic, like I don't know when it was, but like I remember seeing like some posts where people were talking about like being concerned about him because they saw like a picture online and he looked very like what's the word, thin and emaciated, and he looked like they were worried if he was sick or something like that. I think at the time it was like brushed off or like was like disregarded after like the initial like, oh wow, he looks so much thinner.
No, not even that. And I don't even remember when those photos dropped. I remember seeing them 100% sure because I had conversations about it. Like I assumed that he was getting ready for a role. You see it all the time where like actors like they would drop a lot of weight, and you know it's like in preparation for a specific role. And that's just immediately where my mind went with like me obviously watching a lot of movies and things like that. I'm like, oh, he's preparing for a role. He's fine. But what was crazy was the negative like reaction. Like that to me came out of nowhere. Also, it was just like, where is this even coming from? Where people were shitting on this guy because of, you know, his weight loss. And in the moment, again, I'm like, well, like people don't realize he's an actor and they lose weight drastically all the time. Like that's how I justified it in my mind. But for other people to just go automatically to like the worst, and we saw that come up when people were talking about how he was being criticized, you know, and this is why he had the weight loss, because he was obviously sick. And then, you know, people are like, well, you never know what people are going through. But also just like, don't be an asshole. Like, it's just unnecessary. Like,
that's a guiding principle of life. It's like
mind your business. Just like
mind your business. Don't be an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so it's a little crazy.
Yeah. But I guess another like segue, I guess, is you mentioned Kobe, and I think it's interesting because me and you, when we were waiting for Mike last week, we had like a conversation.
Oh, we were waiting for Mike? I forgot about that. Oh, that time you fell asleep and had us waiting, thinking that he was dead? Jesus, I almost forgot about that. I guess I'll never let that go.
Yeah, never let it go.
As you were saying, Kamal, back to you.
Yeah. Yes. As I live and breathe. So what we talked about was that like in light of Chadwick's death, there have been some early talks online about what to do about Black Panther, the Black Panther franchise, the IP going forward now that the titular character or the actor portraying him has passed away. There's some like talks about like online speculation about whether he should be recast or
what does IP mean?
Intellectual property.
Yeah. Whether he should be recast. I also saw some things about whether the sister character, Shuri, if I'm pronouncing that right, whether she should the
Played by
mantle.
Letitia, right?
I believe so. Yes. Whether she like her character should be it should be passed on to her. I believe that's because that was also something done in the comic books. So it wouldn't be like out of the realm of the source material to do something like that. Um, but the conversation we were having was was this appropriate, right? Is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, like, is it too soon? What's the time frame to even have those types of discussions? And to tie it in with Kobe, you know, like we were talking about the criticism that comes with death, right? You know, especially if you were a person in the public eye. I kind of want to, like, Mike, I want to get your opinion on this one because you weren't here last week to talk about it, but also just to hear from you. Like, you know, Kobe, when Kobe passed, there was things or people bringing up his rape allegations, and like now obviously people are talking about Chadwick, like, will Disney replace him, and like just kind of not focusing on him passing, but like things around him. Like, do you think there is a too soon? Do you think like you're not allowed to touch certain things? What do you think?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I think the circumstances around the death are always important, but um, you know, it's unfortunate that no matter how symbolic and how important somebody can be to um like you know part of some kind of culture like Chadwick Boseman was, or like just how famous they are, the next day like it's just on to the next thing. Unfortunately, like that's how it is in our culture. But um I think I don't know if I believe in like a too soon necessarily. I just think that people um I think what you guys were talking about with him being a superhero and losing that superhero is something that in and of itself, even just um, not that Chadwick Boseman is not important. It's just outside of him is something to consider. Um, like that idea in and of itself that Black people don't have like that necessarily like superhero, and so like it's very important losing that aspect of his life for that community. And so like I think it's unfortunate that that it has to move on from that, but as long as the spirit, like his spirit remains the same, like, and that's the inspiration, then like that's fine to me. Like, I think that's what anybody would want after they die. Like, things can't stop, especially under that kind of circumstance, like where he struggled with a personal ailment like that, like cancer.
Yeah.
Like, um, that can't let it stop. Like now we need to find another person just as strong, just as important as he was,
Right.
to fulfill his image. Like that's all. He doesn't go away in that sense. It's just changes, because that's the only constant. It's change.
Yeah, I think that's kind of along the lines of where I was coming from with it too, because I had mentioned to Kamal, I was listening to the radio, and they had people call in and share their experiences and share um, like what their process was and what happened around that news of Chadwick passing away. And one guy that called in said that his daughter, you know, they watched the movie all the time. You know, it was a big deal for her. And when she found out that he had passed away, her like immediate reaction was, well, Daddy, like now that since he has passed away and he's gone, like now you can be the Black Panther. And I like, but like it's really like what you're saying, Mike. Like we need, like the kids are gonna be like, well, who's gonna be next? Because like they need that role filled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so many kids have been waiting for that type of role. It's only a natural thought to be like, well, who's gonna fill that? It might be a part of the mourning process, like what comes next, what comes after. So like I think it is fair. Obviously, there's a tasteful way to do those types of things, like especially in the media where like people are just gonna create clickbait articles and have these like just kind of
can he be replaced? Like,
right, like yeah, like kind of
it's not what
distasteful
it's
in a
about.
way. Yeah, but it's like it's gonna be like a thought that people have for sure. I think people should be allowed to think about those things.
I think if anything, that's the people are looking for the replacement is almost normalcy in a sense. Like, like it's not like a static figure in time that you say, okay, well that was the last of his breed. Like, no, like we're looking for more uh uh figures that are black to fill his persona, his role that he played. That almost means in a sense that like it's going to become a custom, like that's a good thing. um and even for me, I think it's just as impactful because like you guys know I'm not like a big superhero comic book kind of person, but I know and recognize the the foundational you know importance of having his role and the role that he filled while he was alive. So you know I say that let him be the starting point. Like, let him. I'm sure that there was other starting points, but let him be the starting point. That's one of the biggest impacts of someone's life, I think, that
Yeah,
you can make after you've passed on.
it made me I actually just thought about, and maybe Kamal, you would know more about this than I do, but like after Christopher Reeves had his accident, was there? I mean, obviously, I don't think you. Yeah, we weren't alive when this was happening, but like,
Mm-hmm.
it was there or is there this like, you know, kind of frenzy around replacing, or like is it like a legacy thing? Because I feel like it's almost like with the Joker, like there's a legacy kind of effect with it too. Like now that Chadwick is gone, it now becomes like who gets the right to replace this role. And I feel like maybe with Superman it wasn't as big of a thing, or maybe because those movies weren't as successful. But definitely with like the Joker, when what's the Joker that I'm forgetting his name right now? The like iconic Joker role.
Like
The actor.
Jack
Yeah, the
Nicholson?
actor. No, the one that died.
Heath
I can't
Ledger.
remember. Heath Ledger. Yeah. So like when Heath Ledger passed away, then it became Jared Leto was the next one, right? But it was kind of like that same type of thing happened where like who's gonna replace him? Now this is a legendary like shoes to fill, and like I kind of feel like that's a good thing. Like Chadwick has set it up to have such esteem that like it's now an honor to like follow in his footsteps, and I think that's kind of like cool and good.
Yeah, but the difference, I mean, to me, and is well, not that I disagree with you, but the difference is like with the most recent Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, like he caught a lot of flack for being like here's another movie about like mentally disturbed white person. Like, why is this important? It got a lot of like attention and uh, you know uh, movie accolades, like, but why wasn't more of that given to Black Panther? Why wasn't more of that given to other black films such as like Moonlight? Obviously won Best Film of the Year, but on a fluke mistake. um, and then we have like the Joker's character, like that's like that's what white people have to look up to, like some crazy ass white guy that wants to kill everybody, and like it's just that makes me embarrassed. That to me is just like more Chadwick Bosemans and less less Joker characters. Like,
Yeah, I
obviously,
think
I'm not shitting on the Joker's character. I know that has like a history and the
yeah,
character development and all that. I just mean like
and I think Joaquin too. His performance was great, and like what
Oh
he
yeah,
put in around it. But like I agree with what you're saying. Like we tend to gravitate towards like demented white male characters, uh, and
very interesting about our country.
yeah, and then but
Not
we
well
don't
adjusted.
yeah, but we don't really get a lot of those diverse like roles for Black people and brown people, or, just like they don't get those same
Black
opportunities.
Joker?
Well, but not even. I don't think it's even about the like diversity. I think there's always like this idea. There's I forgot who I was talking to about this, but like there seems to be a like romanticization of the white serial killer, like the white madman.
Yeah.
The lone wolf.
They're always making like there's always like documentaries and movies like the what do you call it, like the Ted Bundy thing with
Right.
like there seems like it's at least in American culture recently and modern, I'll say like maybe like the last like 25, maybe even 30 years, there definitely seems to be like this really odd romanticization of
deranged white men,
like serial killers, and I don't know. I guess that does further speak to like a systemic, not systemic, well, a societal like cultural ill, because I think it's just reflected in the way it's just I guess I don't know, I guess art reflecting life.
Mm-hmm.
That like there seems to be this trend that like white wrongdoers are often excused or
right. That's the difference.
Fed Burger King.
Yeah.
Right. When it's a white guy doing it, it's like, ooh, the story, like, well, how did he get here? What made him become this way? And then when it's a black person that does something, it's just like, oh, well, he was black, so what did you expect?
Yeah,
and then
he was like,
well, yeah, and it doesn't even get to that point. Like, oh, we put a spit bag over his head.
Yeah, he deserved what was coming to him. Look at that, he had a record, blah blah blah. But then the white guy, and the funny thing about it is, you're almost doing what they want you to do. Like the white guy is the murderous white guy is the one who gets documentaries made about him decades after his crime, which is some of the reason why they do these things is for fame and notoriety, and like you're just perpetuating that because you're like, yeah, white people brutally murdering other people and doing these crimes, that's cool. That let's investigate and let's get into the psyche and try to understand his way of life and his thinking and what could cause such a person to do a thing, and like that just.
Are we saying that we want more black serial killer documentaries?
No. It's
I might. I don't know.
Nah, this is not like the meme about more like the form of equality we want is more like female bomber pilots. Like, no, that's not. It means that this needs to be addressed. Why it's romanticized? Why it's excused? Why is it glorified? And like, if you want, I guess just another example of the idea of supremacy, the white supremacy, this is a perfect example of it, because even the worst of them get their get their time in the sun in some way, shape, or form, and they almost get rewarded even for their wrongdoing.
Yeah, Ted Bundy, like.
I just think that's such a like
a real winner.
Weird.
If anyone is listening, though, I do have some ideas for a black serial killer. Put it out there, Netflix. If you're out there, Amazon Prime.
He's not
kidding.
Well, as long as you get to write it, right?
Right. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I need that creative control.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, no, go ahead. Come on.
No, it's just interesting that exists.
Can we make a hard left? Oh no. Okay, I guess Mike has.
It's a quick thing I want to say, just because we're talking about like what the populace watches and blah blah blah. I got home today, and in the mail was a strange envelope that I've never seen before from yours truly, the Nielsen Company, and inside the envelope was a crisp $1 bill.
I've gotten 2 of those.
Really? That's
Yeah.
it's got to be the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I've never gotten I've never gotten money in the mail like that.
And I never remember to mail it back because, like,
Oh,
like,
I sealed that shit. Like, it's
right.
6 questions.
Right. I've done this. I've literally done the survey twice and never mailed it back. I just completely forgot.
Wait, I don't know what this is.
Nielsen Company is just
yeah.
like it's like an international like research survey media company. Like,
yeah, like whenever there's like TV ratings, like, you know, when you hear like, the ratings for the show,
rating
like,
Nielsen. Okay.
Yeah.
The Nielsen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they like, I don't remember because it's been so long now. That survey was like asking you if you want to participate in it, right, or something like that, or just gathering information, and they give you $1. I don't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, they sent it to me twice, and I would like, I know with like Nielsen ratings, I think specific people get like a box, and like their TV is like what is counted for the ratings. So like when you see like, oh, this show had 2 million viewers, it's like because some person had a specific box that like tracks what they watch, and that's how these like ratings and viewerships get counted. But yeah, they sent me $2. I came up off those $2. Probably went to laundry.
He's like, I ate well off of that.
Right.
I mean, it's just such easy money, but it's just funny to me. I've never gotten that before. I wanted to.
Actually, kind of a cool transition because I was at the movie theater today. You guys kind of knew I was
what?
Thinking about
Oh wait, so you did what? You did go?
I did go. I drove to Jersey, Jersey Gardens, and I saw Tenet on IMAX. And yeah, it was. Oh, you haven't seen a new Christopher Nolan?
No.
You haven't seen any trailers? Yeah, it's a new Christopher Nolan movie starring actually Denzel Washington's son. What's his name? I forget. David Washington. John David Washington, yeah.
D-Wash.
You know. So I went and saw that today. Pretty good movie. It was very confusing.
Just the way he likes it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, his movies are always kind of cerebral in a way. Like, it's kind of like Inception in like that. No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just throwing out films of his.
yeah. You're just gonna list all his movies. It was kind of like Inception with more of a spy storyline. Definitely an entertaining watch. I think there were some parts of it that were like, it's a movie that you want to watch more than once for sure. Just because there's so much information coming at you very quickly. There's like accents and explosions happening at the same time. I don't know if it was the theater that I was in, but the audio, like some of the dialogue did get lost. I don't know if it's because the theater didn't have a great system or if it's just like maybe not the greatest mix. But definitely a great movie. I just needed to get into the theater. I didn't need to. I really, really wanted to get back into a theater.
Why in Jersey?
Well, obviously none of the ones in New York are open.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was either Connecticut or Jersey, and Jersey had the closest IMAX theater. So
did you have a? I'm assuming you had to wear a mask the whole time.
Yeah, you wear a mask. I was actually a little bit, I shouldn't say concerned, for that experience. Like, they have all their signs up, all their 6 feet distance, all that good stuff. I did kind of wish that they were taking temperatures. I feel like they could have been taking temperatures for people coming in. I was expecting that, like, do a little survey. Have you been in contact with anyone? And I guess, like, on one hand, people probably lie on those surveys, probably. But also, it would have made me feel better if, like, they were taking my temperature and, like, asking me if I've done this, and this, like, in the past 2 weeks. But pretty much, I had my ticket, went up, they scanned it, and it was cool. Like, as long as I had a face mask on, there was no beef. And
whoa. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, like, they put up on the screen, like, keep your mask on, unless, obviously, if you're eating. But it was pretty cool. Like even when you buy the tickets, they show you on the like map or grid of the theater. They separate the seating options to keep a 6-foot distance. So there's like certain seats you can't buy. And there wasn't. I went at 1:15, so like there wasn't a lot of people in the theater anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how populated was the theater?
Not very. Maybe 20, 25 people in there. Not a lot. So I felt comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as people wear their masks, like you're fighting a lot there. Like,
yeah, I'm still not ready for that. But yeah, I guess I'll wait to see when it comes on. I'll probably wait till I guess it goes on some site, whoever gets it.
I was in the mall today for the first time in a while. I felt like I should have.
What were you doing in the mall?
I was returning something for the girlfriend.
I was like, were you getting khakis or something?
Like, pretty much, but no.
Like, what does Mike do in a mall?
I know, yeah. Like, I would never think to go in the mall, but she needed something returned, and I was like, all right, fine. Like, go to the Old Navy. Like, they're all wearing masks. Like, I bought masks there. Like, so they have like the arrows in the mall, like which way you're supposed to go, but people don't follow that.
Yeah, they don't follow it in my story either.
I see a bunch of people also like wearing their, with their mask with their penis out, and
just to clarify, he means the nose, not
right?
The actual penis.
Yeah,
their face penis.
Wearing as a chin strap, like to me, like why even wear it if you're gonna wear it like that? Like just don't wear it, like. But yeah, at times I felt like I was like, I might have just walked through a cloud of COVID, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm glad you got to go to the movies, though.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood. Yeah. Oh, quick, I guess, switch was similar on the movie front. There's been a lot of discussion or like attention regarding how Disney is handling the Mulan release.
What's that about?
Well, they're supposed to be. I think they're charging $30 for like premiere access on Disney Plus.
It's so dumb.
And then, but they also, I believe they also plan to release it for like free, at the start of December.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot of the outrage or attention has been on the fact that it's $30. And like people's like, why are you charging $30 to see a movie and blah blah blah.
Because capitalism.
Yeah, I mean,
if I could count the number of times that I've said that to the people that I work with, just like they either like generally ask a question or like we're like skirting around the question. I'm like, because capitalism. I mean, of course your diploma costs money. Because why would you need something and they can give it to you, so they charge you for it.
Supply and demand, right? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, well, for one, it's I guess it's different. Like they tried to make it more closer to the more action oriented and more closer to the actual like myth, the legend about it,
right?
The actual story. But
which is my initial beef with it is like, why am I watching this movie if there's no Mushu in it? I mean, I haven't seen it, but there's not even a hint.
Mushu's not the selling point. Mushu's not the selling point in the movie.
Eddie Murphy as Mushu? Come on now.
He's not.
I wanted to see that. I wanted to see a little animated Mushu. Like, we got the technology now. You're not giving me the little cricket, and you're not giving me Mushu? I wanted that so bad. I was disappointed when I saw how, like, serious it was, and it's not like...
What is Mushu?
You've never seen Mulan?
No.
Of course he didn't. This is Mike. He's basically comedic relief. He's a small dragon. Basically, think Donkey, but like less funny. Donkey from Shrek.
The disrespect is real out here.
Blue flower, red dog. Blue flower, red dog.
But yeah, I thought it was. I don't know. I feel like if I'm not in like a rush to go see Milan and I'm gonna pay $30 for it. Like it's like
I don't think
especially
anyone is.
especially when I saw that it's gonna like when I know it's gonna be released like for free on the service I'm already paying for in like 3 months.
I want to know who they expect to shell out $30 to go and support this. Like,
Well,
when it's
maybe
gonna be
the
free.
people who are going to go, parents.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking that too, but like, just don't tell your kids. Like, just lie to your children, people.
Listen, they're smarter than you think.
But I don't know. It depends.
My niece, when I FaceTime her, she talks all about birds of prey. She knows more than I do. Like,
yeah.
But
I mean, that's not saying
much though. Exactly.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, listen, Luna. You're talking about Luna. I don't know if I should say her name, but she's very smart. That's not to discredit her at all. That's just saying that you know nothing.
No, it's absolutely not discrediting her. It's only emphasizing my ignorance.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, just wait. I think that's my general advice about it. And I've also heard that it's not great. So like you're not.
Here's the thing though. Here's where like my mind went, right? If this was Black Panther, would we have waited? And I'm not trying to equate like Mulan to Black Panther.
No.
But like if it was Black Panther, I'm like I probably would have shelled out the money because
nobody.
I want to support.
It's an original movie, and like it's not a live action remake that you slightly made different to like make more money.
Yeah, but this might be important to the Asian community, and I don't know that for a fact. But like,
I'm sure it will. That's a large part of the reason why they made it is because they were like,
right.
yo, we're gonna get that Chinese bank.
Right, because capitalism.
But like the idea is though, like it's different though. Because it is a live action remake of a previous movie they've already IP that they've already tackled. So like it's not.
Imagine if we just made up what IP stood for. Like I should have been like it stands for like independent penises. Like that's what
igloo penguins.
Yeah, indigenous popularity.
But yeah.
Indigo peppercorns.
I'm sure that
inflated pepperonis.
Oh my god, you guys are the worst.
Ironic parachutes. There he goes again with his parachute. He's got to save everybody.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We can literally go for hours doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. What were we saying, Gamal?
Cool. Nice.
Icelandic people.
I'm iridescent pumpkins.
I'm just gonna let it be known that I would say 95% of your suggestions don't fit in the context of the sentences in which IP were used at all.
That's clearly not the point.
It has to make sense, though.
No,
I'm trying to think of something pussy. instead of wet ass, I'm trying to think of an I word that means dry.
Oh wait. Thank you, Mike, because you actually just threw the alley for my next topic.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
So, speaking of wet, something else I wanted to bring up, even though it's late as hell, but like I feel like that's appropriate for everything else that we do on this podcast. The biggest hit of the year, WAP.
Cardi B strikes again.
That's a WAP.
So.
Is it WAP or WAP?
WAP.
Okay. That's a WAP. I say it WAP.
Mike, if you've had sex, you know it's WAP.
That's disgusting.
But no, I guess I want to well, for one, like I said, it's like I guess the biggest song in the summer. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And also and I guess the most controversial. So I guess just to go over this real quick and see like how if we can get through this with as many or as little
pussy jokes
as possible.
Oh.
But so what do you guys' thoughts? Well, we'll start with what the song itself. What do you guys' thoughts about it? I'm assuming you've heard it. You don't like it, Mike?
No, I specifically compared it to. It's not a direct comparison, but I compared it to Meg No, Meg the Stallion's song "Savage," and I thought her song was way better. Like, it's just for some reason, who sings WAP?
Well,
Cardi B and
Meg the
Cardi B, right? Cardi B.
Meg the Stallion's on there also, but okay.
I couldn't. What?
He was looking for the main artist. It's Cardi's song.
Yeah, it's Cardi's song, but yeah.
I just like for some reason all of Cardi B's songs for me.
Also, did you just call it WAP again?
WAP. I thought that's what you guys said. It was WAP.
No, it's a WAP.
No, we said WAP.
Oh, all right, WAP.
If you're gonna say how much you dislike a song, at least get the title right.
I'm just so used to like WOP, like WAP, like that's a
all right.
WAP.
Move on. Go ahead.
Like, I'm just like I just can't go over Cardi B's songs. Like to me, they just have this like cartoon-ish like attribute or effect to them. That's just like the way she the way she delivers the song, like the images that like are drawn in my head. Like I just picture like almost like a Mickey Mouse like scenery, like a flashing like scene across. Like I can't get that out of my head for some reason, and it just always ruins her songs for me because it just sounds like she's like touch that dingly ding thing in the back of my throat. Like, like to me, I'm just like how am I supposed to take this seriously? Like,
well, it's not supposed to be like.
Am I wrong about that? Like,
the song is not supposed to teach you like quantum physics. It's a song about like.
Yeah, but like when you refer to that as a dingly ding, like.
Because I tease my my girlfriend about this because she really likes the song, and like I always joke, I was like, I would be way more impressed if she was able to fit uvula in like her verse, because that's what they're referring to.
Basically anything but dingly ding. Like,
but okay, so hold on.
It's like a fourth grade level.
I feel like that's a part of Cardi's charm, though. Like, there's ingrained in her persona is like, well, no, not even the ratchet part. It's I found out about Cardi from like funny
charm or sympathy.
No, it's charm. From like her doing like funny Instagram videos. Like to me, she's a funny person. So like, I mean, I don't know if she wrote her whole verse for that, but like whether she did or not, like there's a comedic aspect to it, and I think it's funny, and I think that's why it works. Like I think it gets your attention. It's intentional. So like, I not that I like the song. Like I've listened to it once.
I've heard it way more than that.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's just. So...
I actually really like the "There's Some Hoes in This House." I like it. I think the production and the beat part goes hard.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But it's supposed to be lighthearted. Like I will applaud. I will give any song like that, especially in this climate, any song that like makes people sing along, make them dance, make them like loosen up. I will give it, especially when that's the intention. Like,
how many songs have we heard about? You know, I put my cum in her pussy and now it's wet. Like how many songs have we heard?
I've never heard that song. I don't know what type of rap.
I don't know what song. I don't think that's actually a lyric in the song.
No, that's definitely is a lyric. It's from I don't know the song. It's from Jack Boys.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, the Cactus Jack project you're talking about?
Yeah, well, Travis Scott's album.
Yeah. It was like his. I don't remember, but I listened to it. I'm messing with you. Obviously, like there's a lot of like misogynistic like.
Yeah, no, there's just so much of that. So I'm very supportive when a female like wants to talk about stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Go for it. It's just to me.
Yeah, it's like let people enjoy things, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's about giving head.
Yeah. But yeah, so you were mentioning about like the I guess like the big controversy around it was like, I don't know, mostly conservative people, men who like are assholes, who had some issue with the song.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
people claiming that like I guess it pushed back, it like set back the like feminism because.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know.
Annoying.
People are the worst. They really are.
That's really feminism. Hating on what other women want to do. Like,
yeah, I feel like if you go through a list of like what this song is, and like if you answer anything, if like do you have a problem with like women enjoying sex? Like, do you have a problem with women like talking about sex among themselves or in public forum or whatever? Like, if you go through the list and any of these like questions are like yes, it's just showing that you're the problem. It's
only
not
if you're
nothing
a
to do with
lion and not a sheep.
I don't know what that means.
That was like oddly cryptic.
That's a punch at Trump voters. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just a fun song. I've enjoyed it.
I liked it too. I tried to think up of like different ways to interpret WAP.
Are we gonna do this again?
Again? I feel like I'm talking
wide
to my
acrimonious pendulums. Wait, what does your mom do with this?
Oh, because she mispronounces.
Your mom talks about her WAP?
No. Oh God. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Let's not do that. Like, I'm just
you brought it up, sir.
No, because
trying to think of like other.
My mom has she just has an inability to pronounce Netflix.
What did she say?
That's not hard.
I know. It's just she just can't pronounce it. She always pronounces it wrong. So it's just funny to me.
Like my mom could never pronounce plaza. She always had to say plaza. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a regional thing. That's like data.
But she pronounces it just like wrong. Like she definitely adds other letters that are like nowhere near what it's spelled like to it.
Netflix.
Stuff like that.
Mom, there's
Sometimes.
no K. There's no K.
It'll be Netflix. It'll be Netflix. It'll be
Netflix. Netflix is like that's how you treat lower.
Netflix. I feel like she's just trolling you.
No, she really isn't. Because I give her a hard time with like, that's not how you say it. And then she's like, wait, so how do you say it? And I like say it out like, was it phonetically? That's how you say it. And
it's definitely spelled phonetically.
And she'll still get it wrong. So that's just why.
Only take that if you're healthy enough to have sex and your blood pressure is okay by your doctor.
Take some Netflix. Oh man.
Come on. Little quick transition. What was that question that we had? I generally don't remember it.
Okay, I got it. Oh, I have it written down right here, my friend.
Okay, great.
Okay. Oh, so we want to access to the group?
Yeah. So Mike, last week we were just talking about like stuff, and I came across this question.
Was this from a fan?
No, it's from me.
Fan? What are those?
It's from the internet. There's a total of like
we only have
people.
17 people right now.
17 is generous.
We're just getting started now. You could be the 18th.
Right. Share, like, and subscribe.
Oh, and comment. And comment. I would love to get into
oh yeah, let's beef with some internet trolls.
In the comment section of YouTube. That would be so fun.
Yeah, create a fake account. We'll never know it's you, and just like shit on us, and then.
Well, now they'll know. Well, they'll know because they'll be like, "Yo, who's like this guy's way too overly aggressive. This has to be just on some fake account, just shitting on these guys."
Oh, and I didn't mean you. I don't want to. I argue with you enough in like our own life. I don't need to argue with a fake internet version of you. Okay, go to the question.
All right. So the question is, would you rather be Was it? It
Yes.
was ugly. And,
Oh, okay. I remember now.
would you rather be ugly and rich or handsome, or I guess it was handsome and good and broke?
Ugh.
You're messing this up. Would you
Sorry.
rather be ugly and rich or handsome and poor?
Handsome and poor. Yeah.
Neither. I'd rather be dead.
Oh God, Mike.
No, that's it.
Thanks for picking none of the above.
Where did this question even come from?
I was just like browsing the internet, and I don't remember what in our conversation made it interesting. You know, maybe if we were actually able to record that day, we would remember why it was relevant and had such great ansers for it.
Yeah, I know. I agree. The same thing. Like, where were you?
But I don't know. Kamal seemed to have like a pretty strong reaction to it, and he wanted to save his answer.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember what you were going to say?
I just thought there was like so many facets to it that you could go into. Like,
oh, right. Because I said like we were talking about like first of all how ugly and how poor.
Yes, and how rich also, and how good look. Like basically every part of this question needs to be like broken down and defined.
Yeah, there needs to be a little bit more nuance to the scenario. But so I would say I'm starting off. I'm already on the closer end of handsome and poor. Just throwing it out there.
Couldn't have seen that one coming.
Definitely poor. So like I can't relate to the rich side. So I'm gonna say if I was to get uglier but richer, right? Does the quality of my life improve that much? Yes, money is great, whatever, blah blah blah. But then it comes in like handsome and poor. How poor are we talking? Is it like, do I stay like lower?
Like Jesus 6-pack.
Like like am I living on the streets? Because I don't want to go there.
Am I working
just doing pull-ups on park benches? Like,
am I like working 2 like jobs just to like break even at the end of the month?
Right.
Like, it depends.
Almost any scenario would turn out that I would rather be rich.
Yeah,
like you can pay to be pretty.
But it depends how ugly you are, though.
But like, because like if you're really ugly, you could be alone forever. You don't want to be alone forever. Right,
but I could be very rich and ugly and have very deep tint on your BMW.
So wait, I think the real question we're asking is like how is our relationship with women in these 2 scenarios? Like, are we so ugly that our like no amount of money would let like could have a woman stand to be with us, or are we? I
don't think that's ever going to be the case. I think you could be so ugly, but you could be a great person, and somebody will love you, and you know you can have money. Like,
who are you? Get out of here.
I'm me. That's unrealistic as hell. But like, get out of here. But like, that's the thing, though. Would you be willing? Like, would you be in that situation where you're so ugly that like you're with? That someone's clearly with you because of how insanely rich you are.
Mm-hmm.
And like, are you
want to be in that situation?
Are you okay with that? So like,
I mean, that's extreme. Like you can't.
This whole scenario
how could anybody
is
be okay with
What do you
that?
mean? We're talking about extreme levels of hideousness or good or attractiveness and wealth and.
Are we talking like? Okay, like, well, then let's bring it to the next extreme. Like, are you talking about like physical deformities? Like,
like
I don't know.
Elephant man.
Right, elephantitis. Like, what makes me that ugly? Like,
okay, all right. So we gotta set these parameters because this is too like. Are we
talking about like physical ugly, or are we talking like emotional ugliness? Like, you know. Like,
no, Mike. We're
says they're gonna schedule a podcast and then they fall asleep.
Yeah. The most ugly of emotional ugliness you can possibly.
Loch Ness monster.
But no, this is strictly a like surface level, physical and financial thing. No,
like children are afraid of
what's the size of my cock? Like
that's also a thing. Does being ugly mean that like you're also like
you can wear a mask?
You're well endowed, or like you have like Like how
I feel like it only touches. I was gonna say it only affects your face. I would say for our scenario, it only changes your face. Like your body stays the same, but your face
easy. Mark Zuckerberg, like
physically deformed. Right. Leave the Zuck alone. I'm not a Zuck defender or anything, but
what the Zuck?
Yeah, what the Zuck, Mike? So physically deformed face. You're ugly. Children are afraid to look at you. Your mother doesn't recognize you. Like you're ugly.
Wait, you're saying that's how ugly you are?
That's how ugly you are. That's the end of that spectrum.
Okay.
And then for handsome, it's like
how handsome
like Brad Pitt, Will Smith. Like you're like Hollywood level cover of a magazine handsome.
Is it just my face, or like is my body also of like a model level?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
No, it's gotta be like a Jonah Hill body, but like the face changes. Like,
I don't know, because that lowers in your attractiveness then. So I feel like if you're that attractive in the face, you also like your body has to also.
It might have to be a package deal.
I think if we just set it up where we set up the parameters, like the richer you get, the uglier you get, and the poorer you are, the more handsome you are.
See, this is why we have you on the show.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I could go from like where I am now to like 500K, and I'm significantly uglier, but I'm not like a millionaire ugly.
Right, like.
But like, yeah.
But then wait, are we going? So then, are we going from like what
you can't afford McDonald's? You're Chadwick Boseman.
So yeah, like, are we going from like where we are now in terms of our looks and our like our bank accounts, and then we're
like where you are is zero, and then the richer you become, the uglier you get, and then the poorer you become, the more handsome you become. So that also depends on where you think you fit on the spectrum. Because maybe you're like, listen, I could drop 5K and be good, or I could gain. Maybe I might need to gain 100K to be even in the conversation.
That's interesting. But you see, all right. So here's the thing that like also matters is, I guess, your level of like your standards for women you date or sleep with.
Yeah, like if you're only chasing models.
Because like there are definitely there are ugly human beings that are still having sex. Some that are still having plenty of sex. So
like Mike.
Whether you would call it sex, I don't know.
That's not nice.
An agreement is not necessarily sex.
But like, so like, and like, presumably those people that are not attractive are having sex with not Instagram models for the most part that I know of. So like, how comfortable are you like with the level of person you be sleeping with, given those circumstances?
I think it's an inverse relationship. The more rich you get, the less attractive you get. The inverse relationship is active. The more that the sexual partner, whether it's a woman or a man, becomes more or more shallow and just like
presumably
uninterested in who you are as a person.
Okay, wait. All right, another parameter.
So basically, where I am right now.
The poorer you get, the more pretty you get, the more they are well-adjusted, rounded adults.
That's interesting. That also
we
sets
need
up
charts
the question.
And graphs for this.
We do. Yeah. I think we're gonna need to set up like a slideshow and like
start mathematicians
graphic. Hey, we have degrees among us.
All right.
We could. I have one at least. I'll figure.
I'll like figure it is. It is plural, but I mean, Jesus, take it easy.
I'll figure it out. You also have to just decide what you're looking for exactly. Like, is this something where it's just like someone you're dating or sleeping? Oh, here we go with that conversation again. Someone you're just having sex with, or is this like, are we like in this scenario looking to like build long-term relationships and like live our lives fully.
I was gonna say, like, this doesn't allow room for people who are say a man who's ugly, who has a lot of money, but finds a woman who loves him for who he is, loves him for the ugly soul that he is. Like, this doesn't allow for that. Like, this just says that he's ugly and he's rich and that's all he is. Like,
yeah, but that's not entertaining.
All right, so we need to stop getting so deep and like substantive, and like let's get like real. Okay,
let's get real shallow with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're saying at our current state, we go up whatever. Let's say $20,000. You get like if we scale it, maybe if we like proportion it, so like.
Popular high school cheerleader, level 1.
So like if we're saying, let's say we say we're 5.
Peaked in high school, yeah.
So like let's say you're a 5. Mm-hmm. If you go up and down 0.5%, you go up. Let's say.
How much is your net worth? Yeah, 50,000. Listen, that's a boob job. Like
per 0.5, 50,000. Who's getting a $50,000 breast augmentation? Are you serious?
I mean, maybe if you have to like do repeat work over the course of 20 years.
Nah.
I don't know.
That is so
maintenance, upkeep. These are celebrities we're talking about. They're paying top dollar. We're not talking about going to Brazil, going to DR for summer vacation.
But this is 50,000 per 0.5.
And also, we're not women. We're not getting boob jobs. Like, why are we talking about
That's also true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, how about testicle reduction?
Is that like a big problem? Is that
get rid of some of that roast beef?
You mean penile enlargement? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
seriously. Know. Penile enlargement and preventative airplane explosions from the cabin pressure.
Okay, look, I would absolutely consider being uglier if it made. I'd go up like 1 full point. If you add $100K to my salary,
you would go down 1 full point.
I would go down quickly, very quickly.
I wouldn't.
You'd stay where you are. Or you get poorer.
The most important, you see, that's the thing though. I'm curious what I would look like 1 degree less attractive would be. I don't know how comfortable I would be with that. So like, I'm not sure if like the balances are like how much uglier is 1 degree from what I currently look like.
But it also, you have to think about how ugly do you think you are, because like, like if you
come on, there's something we have to tell you.
Like no, if listen, if this was like, I mean, if you're a person who was like a 9, right, going from a 9 to an 8, like, you know, you're still in the game. Not that I'm saying I'm a 9, yeah. Right? Yeah. Like, yeah. So it depends on how ugly you actually think you are, because like maybe if you're a 5, you might be like, I can't get much worse than this. Like, you know, maybe you're not willing to take that risk. But if you're like an okay standing, you might be willing to make $100K real quick. Also, $100K, now that I think about it, on that spectrum is not that much money. But I guess it does keep it in like relative terms. Because to go to millionaire is kind of hard.
My thing is just like okay, like you get a hot girl, okay, whatever, you're ugly, it's a point aside. Like how, like at the end of the day, does that fulfill you? Like, does that really like?
You're going too deep, man. We were.
Is that what we're talking about here?
We already said that's too complicated. Like
you guys are just straight up talking about just that at the end of the night. Like, you
can't chart this, man. You can't chart that.
If you can't chart it, then what is the point?
It doesn't count.
What is the point?
Entertainment for our fans.
What am I doing when? What am I doing with the hot girl at the end of the night when, you know, we've had sex and then she throws up in my bathroom?
Why is she throwing out when
she just hates herself so much?
She hates herself.
Why do I keep doing this?
Yeah, seriously, you're so ugly. Like, you're rich, but you're so ugly. How does that make me feel? Like, I don't want that.
But there you go. That's the thing. You have to debate that. You have to
I want
weigh.
the moon face girl. No, I'm just kidding.
I guess that also goes to part of it too. Like how important is it like having, I don't know. I guess it talks about your potential. Like this is
We
your
all
idea
look
about,
the same when we're dead. That's my start. That's my baseline.
Rotting flesh.
Yeah, seriously. Everybody, no matter how much
Zero.
money you have in the bank, no matter what your cup size is, you all look the same dead.
But that's the thing, though. If you're so rich, you may not ever die.
I don't know about that.
If you got
Talk
to
to
a
Walt
point,
Disney about that.
we still don't know how dead he is.
That's true.
He's
So
cryogenically frozen somewhere.
Yeah. Exactly. So like, if you get
still
to a point
hating Jews.
So if you get to a point where you're so ugly that you can literally live forever, then
you can live forever, but you have to be as ugly as sin.
would you do it?
You're ugly and then the side of like a pumpkin.
The side of a pumpkin.
No, what's the other? A gourd. Your face is a gourd, but you live forever. No thanks.
I don't
Good.
know.
We need to wrap up.
Yeah, this is debilitating. This is degrading very quickly.
Yeah, we don't want to be accused of being, because we're not trying to be ableist or anything like that.
Can we finish up with like either more alternatives? Can we finish up with more alternatives of either WAP or intellectual property?
I'm gonna let you guys do that.
Well, I think whack ass or weak ass president. That's one of mine.
Wow, that's political.
I
said it.
I'm not surprised though, because Mike is has a giant hate boner right now for that guy.
Seriously, veiny and everything.
Big facts. All right, enough about Mike's big veiny hate cock. We're gonna wrap up the episode on that note. Thanks for watching. Stay beautiful.
Kobe.
We'll see you guys.
Oh, sorry. That's terrible.
Oh God.